Hi, welcome back. Kaylied Gamer here again. Streaming a bit of NeoGeo emulated tonight using the trusty old RETRO-CADE. And a bit of King of Fighters 95. With the phone there. Friday night stream. So we're playing a bit of King of Fighters 95. This is one of my favourite NeoGeo games. We're on the original on the AES. We're using the RETRO-CADE this evening, emulating the NeoGeo. Some nice crafting sound on this one. It's like most NeoGeo games, to be fair, are pretty good graphically and sonically. Really do like the sound, especially on the NeoGeo still. It's really held up well in my opinion, especially the chiptune stuff. I'm going to go with the individual character selects and mix it up rather than using the teams, because you can use either teams or individual characters on this one, but we'll give it just the favourites. Mr. Karate, Terry, Garcia. The art fighting crew definitely know how to kick ass. And the King of Fighters. As he says, he has his ass kicked. Mr. Karate's got to jump in to save the day, I think, this evening. So have I got the I have actually got the scan lines on this evening. The contrast might be a little bit high, in all fairness. I might turn the contrast up just a fraction. It's a problem with the scan lines. They do dull down the image. So I have actually compensated a little bit with the OBS filters, turn the contrast up slightly. May have over contrasted it, but looking at the phone, not quite sure it's all there. It's all a little bit tricky to see when you're on the phone there, but there you go. Athena. It looks very nice and crisp on the screen here when I'm playing it on. So again, the emulation, the audio on this thing's super smooth. It's really good emulation for the audio. Still got to modify the DIN socket on, or should I say the DIN plug on my Hyperkin capture HD cable for the Genesis, so that they'll be compatible with the NeoGeo. It's a slightly different shape, but I need to get around to doing that at some point. But in the meantime, we're going to be enjoying a bit of emulation. Yeah, this evening just fancied a couple of hours playing a few NeoGeo classics. Thought, why not put them onto YouTube and stream them as well at the same time. Great conversion of this on the Sega Saturn as well. Some amazing use of colour as well for the NeoGeo. I do think that a lot of these sort of earlier games push the system a lot more than some of the later games. I think some of the later games are sort of more reliant on the sort of digitised graphic style of the era, sort of like trying to hook into that PlayStation era graphics. I think like that sort of Mortal Kombat-esque style digitised. Less pixel art, less the old style sprite work. The artistry at SNK this era, during 93 up to 99, 98, 99, I think that was when SNK was at its peak with the NeoGeo, really. That 5 years from 93 to 98. And obviously from then onwards it seemed to sort of fizzle out, and obviously I think a lot of the original programmers and graphic artists that worked at SNK sort of moved on, didn't they? I think a lot of them left. They either became sort of developers in their own right, or I think a lot of the artists moved to like Capcom and the like, sort of moved on. When SNK for financial difficulties, they sort of jumped ship. Playing some arcade stick this evening. No jiggy pokey with a PlayStation pad. It's been played with the Ori EX2. Gives a nice arcade feel to the proceedings as well. It's kind of adds a bit of precision as well over the old dodgy D-pads. This and 98 are probably my favourite King of Fighters games out of the whole of the series. presentation and everything, this game's really good, brilliant. It's one of the reasons I sort of purchased a NeoGeo second time round, the AES, because I knew I could get this for a fairly reasonable price compared to the original selling price. I think I paid about 80 quid for it. King of Fighters 95, the AES version. Let's take a look at that footage anyway and just have a look to see if we are a little bit over contrasted. It's a little bit over contrasted, guys. Compensate, turn it down a fraction. It's a little bit, it is a little bit over contrasted, but it ain't too bad. Ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. I think I'm gonna stay with them settings, I think, to be honest. Yeah, really, really top game, this one. If you can play it through emulation or play it through obviously other means, if you've got a chance to pick up an official NeoGeo, like a mini NeoGeo Mini is it called, and there's that arcade stick as well. If you've got a chance to play some of these NeoGeo games, I'd definitely recommend giving them a go. They were definitely sort of like an exclusive, sort of the exclusive club back in the day. One of the NeoGeo, it was a little bit, you know, elitist. Or, you know, obviously now they're easier to play, emulate, or you know, get on minis and like that arcade stick pro, is it called? Go on, we'll go with some different characters. We'll mix it up. This series has been going for quite a while, since '94 now, so almost 30 years this series has been going, and you know, some of the characters sort of spawn their own sort of franchise. Well, they actually came from original franchises like Athena, obviously, around before the King of Fighters. Obviously, King of Fighters has sort of resurrected a lot of old SNK characters, like the Kari Warriors team there with Hayden, Ralph, and Clark. Obviously, they were originally the Kari Warriors crew, weren't they? They're based on the Kari Warriors. Special move, that one. Very much reminiscent of Mr. Karate's multiple slaps move, multiple kicks to the head move. Yeah, the emulation NeoGeo has definitely gone leaps and bounds in the past, say, 10 years or so. Much like the Capcom emulation as well, for the CPS systems, sort of definitely gone leaps and bounds in the last 10 years or so. Again, you can get nice versions of these and compilations as well. Yeah, I have actually got the SNK Classics Volume 1 for the Wii, which is that's a nice compilation as well, along with the Samurai Shodown Anthology. So you don't have to emulate to get your hands on, or spend a fortune to get your hands on these NeoGeo games to play them like a, you know, it's a good standard. I ain't too fussed on the PlayStation 2 compilations. The PSP ones are okay for handhelds, but for consoles, PlayStation 2 ones I tend to find, especially the European PAL ones, are a little bit buggy. They've got quite a few issues. And with obviously with the Wii versions, you can actually play them in 480p. If you can even run it through the Wii U as well, which gives a decent video quality output as well. Come on, we'll actually go with a team. We'll pick a team. Go with a Fatal Fury team. Again, the King of Fighters game's got releases on the Neo CD as well. Obviously, they have issues with the load times, obviously being a little bit long. But apart from that, they're pretty much, arcade perfect, or AES perfect, I should say. Slightly remixed soundtracks again, but still really, quite playable on the Neo CD. Look around at some of the slightly longer between bout load times. Obviously there's ways around that these days as well. You can have these sort of SD card fudge arounds, especially useful if you haven't actually got any NeoGeo software and you just want to download the library and run it through an SD card. It ain't exactly the collector's way of doing it, really, I suppose. But, again, it's horses for courses. This game really just was something what, for me, the NeoGeo was all about. Super colourful graphics, brilliant music, fast gameplay. Addictive, very addictive. The arcade quality, I mean, this is arcade quality. There was nothing like this at the time on any system, really, that was sort of up there with this kind of quality. In my opinion, when this was released, King of Fighters 95 was like, it was the pinnacle of 2D beating ups, really. And again, to me, I'll say the 2D sprite work for this era is sort of aged so much better than the 3D sprite, 3D polygon work as well. Or should I say folded sprites into 3D, sort of polygon-esque. The 2D stuff really has aged well. I think that's probably why the NeoGeo is still such a collectible console. It's the colourful 2D and obviously the brilliant soundtracks as well. Trying to pull off his windmill punch, but it wasn't happening. We ain't gonna continue. Pick another team. We'll go with Mr. Karate. It's a bit of a favourite of mine. I do like Mr. Karate. I think he's some of his over top moves. But again, the only bane with the 2D, it happens in 3D beat 'em ups as well. It's, they're facing off against your own, yourself. Like here, facing off against your own character. I find it a bit cheesy. Yeah, well, very good. Mr. Karate failed miserably there. Again, this level, we'll just look at the graphics, the detail in the background. Just, you know, even like the little bits of animation, like the tassels waving there and the lantern. And then you've got the statues as well, with like the third layer of the background, multiple layer backgrounds there. And then you've got the animated wheels and see the spindle there. He got nailed. Oh man. Let's see if Mr. Garcia can pull us out the mire. It's looking doubtful. Doubtful. He's got his work cut out. Obviously, he's got to meet his nemesis, his doppelganger as well. If you do manage to beat Ryo. He's got to face off against his doppelganger. Yeah, it is a bit of a bugbear. I do hate the kind of like facing off against your mirror image character in the beating up. It always happens, though, doesn't it? Even in the modern day ones as well. Sort of, I don't know. It's always seems a bit of a strange choice to me in a beating, especially when you got a game that's got loads of character roster as well, giant character roster. You've got loads of choice there, and yet. You know, they have to have your face off against your mirror image. But yeah, you obviously they probably did it originally with a lot of these fighters to sort of pad it out, didn't they? To pad out the roster so that you could sort of make the game a little bit longer. Probably because at one time you only used to get probably 10 characters in a beat 'em up roster, whereas now, like in this, you've got what 18. 25 characters there. 24 characters, say. And then you got the hidden boss characters as well, haven't you? Yeah. You've got at least Rugal. So I think there is a cheat that can actually unlock Rugal on the screen there, on the character select screen. Some sort of button combination. I can remember it now though. Again, mix up the characters. I mean, that guy there, the ninja guy, he was actually in Art of Fighting, wasn't he? This difficulty level on this game is probably set on MVS or level 3, which is, if anyone knows, the MVS levels are quite tough. They're quite tough. That's my excuse for my poor gameplay anyway. Yeah, Iori's a bit of a beast if you can master some of these special moves. He's got quite a good reach, especially with his like his low kick there. This sort of catch with your opponent. God. Wasn't going to happen, that was it. Wasn't going to happen there. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll put something else on. We'll probably play a bit of Samurai Showdown or something. So bear with us. Sorry about that, we've got the mic switched off. We'll play a little bit of Samurai Showdown 3. Also on this one on the AES as well, the core to this one. It's you know, reasonably priced game back when I got it a few years ago. I think it's probably quite an expensive game to pick up again now. And this was actually available on like a twin pack as well. I suppose individually you could get this on PlayStation. You can get it on Saturn as well. You can buy it and it's RAM cart compatible, you have to use at least a 1 meg RAM card. It actually performs better with a 1 meg RAM card than if you use a 4 meg. Some of the SNK stuff don't actually work that well with a 4 meg card. It generally tend to work better with the standard Sega 1 meg card. This features some, again, some really nice colourful graphics. The music is sort of, it sounds a little bit remixed from the original Samurai Showdown. And like, if you listen to Galford's theme, it's slightly different. It's just slightly remixed. It's got some nice animation on this game. Just the animation, probably some of the artwork as well, the way it's drawn, is probably a little bit of an improvement over the original. I think when this got released, there was like concerns about the characters being a bit unbalanced. But generally, I find this, you know, a good game personally. I like it. I like it a lot. I enjoy playing this one a lot. I ain't saying I'm any good at it, it's just I enjoy playing it. So. And some of the the wacky backgrounds as well, when like things change, like they're sort of going to sort of like a otherworldly state. It's certainly different. It's a little bit wacky. It's a bit wacky, this one. Ain't sure if they actually introduced that on this game or it was Samurai Showdown 2. I've got a feeling it was this game. It's sort of like a head to some sort of like alternate reality to the current like playing field, into some sort of like otherworldly state. Amakusa is such an ass. No. What going to happen was it there? Oh, Amakusa wins. Amakusa wins again. Again, like the animation in the background there, obviously it was sort of probably computer generated, like some sort of animation software I would have thought, and then sort of like semi-digitized onto there. Game Zone, Bird Room, what a game. Yeah, I'm alright, mate. You alright? I'm just used to chatting to myself, mate. How you doing this evening? Anyone in a relationship knows that, you know, you're used to talking to yourself, ain't you, on a regular basis. So. Galfordo. No, I'm all good. I'm all good. Friday night. Friday night. You ready for the weekend? Exactly. I think anyone that's been in a long-term relationship knows exactly what it's like to talk to yourself on a regular basis. Right. You might as well be talking to yourself on a regular basis. Oh dear. The difficulty. You're working. You're actually at work. Oh man, unbelievable. You working the weekend? Sorry. Oh, you working the weekend? Not now, obviously. So you. So think, see if you've got to sort of cover weekends and that. If you got the choice, you got the choice, have you? I suppose that's the thing with the NHS, it's a 24-hour, you know, 24/7 thing, isn't it? You know, someone's got to be there doing stuff. Just fancy playing some NeoGeo games, and I just couldn't be bothered to connect the AES up. And I thought, well, I've still got the retro thing set up from the other night, so I'll just play. I'll just stick the memory card in for the NeoGeo stuff instead of the console stuff. And it's, you know, it's pretty much that's all it was. I've got all these screen setups and that, you know, like that border and stuff, and that's set up. I've always got them set up anyway. It's double time exactly. Weekends is alright for that. I've done the odd Saturdays. Last job I had more Saturdays than I'd ever worked. I probably only worked about a dozen Saturdays in 21 years in my first job. I always sort of got out of working a Saturday. I'd work over in the week and stuff, but not on a weekend. Try to avoid the weekends. I think I did one Sunday in the whole 21 years I was there. And the last job I had, you know, the 9 years I was there, like, that was for the first 3 or 4 years. I pretty much worked every Saturday morning. Again, the money's good in it. You get like time and a half or whatever. Double time. You get double time. But it used to be like time and a half. I remember like the Saturdays where I worked. But again, it'd probably only be a short Saturday, like a Saturday morning, probably 7 till 11 or something. Getting slaughtered. You can send the dog in. Come on, it's absolutely hammering me, look. No. Getting absolutely nowhere. Yeah, double time's good if you can get double time for like weekends and whatever. I think I used to class Saturdays as as like a form of overtime as such, rather than weekend working, and you only usually get time and a third.
No!
I think we're going to revert back to Samurai Showdown 1. Bear with me. Yeah, I'm sort of... I wasn't that bothered about the NeoGeo when he first came out, to be fair. You know, in 1990. I saw it, I liked the look of it, but I was like, there's nothing really to draw me to buy it. And then in 93, obviously, the original Samurai Showdown got released. And then I was like, man, I'd like Samurai Showdown. And I got a NeoGeo in the hopes that I could try and get a used copy of Samurai Showdown, which I did eventually. A few months after I got, was it? A couple of months after I got it, I think. Because the first games that I got for the NeoGeo was World Heroes. Then I got World Heroes 2, Fatal Fury Special, if I remember right. Yeah, Fatal Fury Special. And then I managed to get hold of Samurai Showdown, and then from then onwards I got like Samurai Showdown, not Samurai Showdown 2. I got Sengoku 2 and others as well. So I built up quite a bit of a collection of NeoGeo games, but that was in end of 93 up to like not 94 into 95. So it was end of 93, all of 94 into 95, and then traded them in. So, we'll go with that. Exactly, you can emulate NeoGeo stuff nowadays. I mean, when did I get that NeoGeo? The AES? Probably 2014 was it? So it's 8 years ago. I don't think the emulation NeoGeo was that good 8 years ago. And I'm already that into emulation and stuff either, so I really wanted to start recollecting the retro stuff, and NeoGeo was one of the earlier consoles that I sort of picked up, and I wanted to get it again, sort of thing. You know, you're gonna retro, won't you? You know, recollecting stuff you played years ago, or you've played years ago, you've paid for years ago, you're paying again. Yeah, the Mega Drive version, but again, I sort of moved on from the Mega Drive then. I had the Mega Drive, then I had a Super Famicom. Then I sort of got shot of the Super Famicom, got a Super Nintendo. Let my brother have the Super Nintendo because I like the PAL speed of the Super Nintendo. I got it for Street Fighter 2. I bought a Street Fighter 2 pack. Super Nintendo, and I got like Mario Kart and stuff, quite a few PAL games, and I had that converter, you know, the one you can plug into it and you can play like import games. But obviously they didn't play at full speed, did they? So I got shot of it. I got a NeoGeo, and in between all that I had like a PC Engine and a Mega CD and stuff, and I sort of dipped in and out of console games, different consoles. But NeoGeo, I saw reviews of it in the likes of Edge magazine and Samurai Showdown, and I saw Samurai Showdown, one of the coin ops as well, and I was like, man, I would like the NeoGeo if I could get one. So I ended up picking one up second hand in 1993. But I didn't keep it. Like back then I was sort of like, I'd always want to try out the next best thing, you know, the next new thing. It was always move on to the next new thing, wasn't it? It was a thing that everyone did. I think they all traded in, didn't they? I think the Mega Drive version of this is better than Super Nintendo one by a mile. I've played both of them through emulation. I never owned either of them. So I was lucky enough to own this, and I was hoping that this was going to get a conversion on the Saturn. The whole idea of setting my NeoGeo collection was, I was under the impression that we were all going to get like possibly converted, or the big titles converted to the Saturn, but they didn't, did they? They sort of split them up over the Saturn and the PlayStation. It's actually got a conversion on PlayStation. There was this Samurai Shodown 2 in a twin pack, which I did have at one time for the Japanese PlayStation, but they were glitched. They got issues with them. There was like a weird pause at the start of the match as well. Yeah, it was really. I mean, people just moved on to the next thing, didn't they? You know, and then I think probably during like the PlayStation 2 era, people were sort of going back and getting Mega Drive stuff all that and Super Nintendo. You know, that I think they've moved on 10 years, but some of the games, even though they'd sort of moved into 3D, they weren't as playable as the old 2D stuff, was they? And then they had like the Mega Drive collections, didn't they, on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Because obviously they knew there was a market for them old games, weren't there? And then they had them on Xbox Live Marketplace, didn't they? The live game store thing, and the same with the PlayStation Network. You could download them old games, couldn't you? They knew there was money to them. All the compilations and stuff that came out. Still is, isn't there? If you look at Nintendo and the eShop thing and all that, you know. I mean, some of the PlayStation Network's the same in it. I know Xbox has got some sort of, you know, NeoGeo collections on there and stuff. Yeah, I think that sort of was throwaway when people sort of thought they were moving on to the next best thing, but I think a lot of the 3D stuff didn't play as good as the early 2D stuff, did it? And again, you got the nostalgia for when you was a kid playing these games. You know what I mean? Well, I'd be 20, 22 when I got this, or 21, 22 when I got my first NeoGeo. Obviously, I bought it myself. I was working, and, you know, and the games were expensive, so I'd probably buy a game every other week for the NeoGeo. Especially when you're paying like 80 quid a time for them. You know, juggling buying games between going out and getting pissed, you know, as you do when you're in your 20s. That, and I've got a car as well, and it's like, so you sort of juggle your expenses there. So I know I sold all my Mega Drive stuff off to fund my first car. I've got about 60 Mega Drive games, Japanese. And I just flogged them all, so from insuring and whatever my first car, because the insurance on my first car was about, I don't know, it was about 700 quid, something like that. So I did that just to fund the car insurance. I'd already bought the car, just to insure. But yeah, it was sort of throwaway when you moved on to the next thing, didn't you? You know, and when you traded in, you tended to lose out. You know, if you're trading one generation in for the next, you always lost out, didn't you? You'd always lose out. I remember trading in a load of Cube games for a 360 from for the first 360 I had. I think it took probably about 30 Cube games, and I was getting like 15 quid for 10 quid a game, you know what I mean? So pretty much trading them all in cube games that I've got for about 15. So again, I've probably got about 50 cube games at one time. And kept some back my favourites, like stuff like Twin Snakes and that. They were giving you like 25 quid for. And what's the other one as well? I'm surprised. Star Fox Assault was something like a 30 quid trading as well. Then games now are going for like silly money at night, some of them cube games. But if you're trading in like previous gen, like the last gen to next gen, you got to do it now as well though, if you went into game. I think, you know, if you was going to trade your Xbox One games in or your PlayStation 4 games in against like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox S or One X, sorry, Series X or Series S, they're going to give you pounds for them, are they? £80. Yeah, there was like some of them were like 80 quid, were they? The NeoGeo, I think I paid 110 quid for Viewpoint on the NeoGeo. And that was obviously second hand, that we used. I think they're about the same for Samurai Showdown when I bought it. Because it wasn't that old, it was probably only about 4 months old, something like that, when I bought it, I'm sure it was. So someone had it and traded it in, obviously for the next best thing. They'd probably trade it in for King of Fighters or something, I don't know. Sengoku 2, I think I paid about 70 quid for it. The majority of them are picking up for like 14, 50 quid. Whereas now some of them are like really silly money. It's like Cyberlift, I think I paid about 50 quid for Cyberlift. You know, I paid over 250 quid for the one I got now, which is like silly money. I don't know why I did it, to be fair. I'm glad I did, because it's a sort of investment for silly games. Some of these collectors, I mean, some of the NeoGeo stuff cost me thousands of pounds now. I think there's one game that got released, that limited numbers in Europe. I think it was a Kazuna Encounter or something. I think it's about £4,000 game, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Yeah, some cube games did go for a hell of a lot. I mean, one of the games I did hold on to for the cube for ages. I think it was it 1,000 Year Door? The Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door, I think it's called. To be fair, I bought it because I saw it in a sale. I think I paid about 15 quid for it. I saw it in a game sale, and I thought, well, I'm just going to get that, because there was a time when there was Game Boy Cubes before that, they were sort of flogging it off. So I bought a load of GameCube controllers as well, from Dixon's, you know, Dixon's Curries. And my missus said, look at all these things here, and they were in the bargain bin. I went, oh, what's this? And I had a look, and I was like, bloody hell, what's this in here? And they got like, I think it was 4 GameCube purple and transparent controllers, mint box, like, well, you know, boxed up, unopened, unused, still got the Nintendo seal on them. And they were like, I think they were £5. There was either £5 or £7 quid each. And I was like, I'm just going to buy the lot of them. I went, what you mean? I said, I'm just going to buy the lot. I said, I'm going to buy the lot. I need a couple of controllers, and the other 2 I'll keep, and I might flog. I said, because they're worth more than that. Well, anyway, I traded them in. I think sorry, no, I sold them on eBay. I got 25 quid a piece for them. But I kept 2, and then I sold the other 2 on eBay, 25 quid a piece. They had a wave bird in there as well. I think the wave bird was about 15 quid. I kept that for years. I ended up selling that for 50 quid. Just Just had a bit of a clear out. Some of the stuff you could buy, get decent bargains on it. Cube stuff's expensive now. It's like a lot of Nintendo stuff. It's collectible. It's collectible. Yeah, I think another one as well was Skies of Arcadia on the Cube. I think I paid 15 quid for that. 15 quid or 20 quid, something like that. I ended up selling on eBay for 45 quid, I'm sure I did. Played it a couple of times and I was like, it's alright. It was alright on the Cube, it was great. Probably in the Cube one, I don't think it had got like a PAL 60 option on it. Just like a lot of the Sega stuff, it only ran at 50 Hz. Not that it really matters in an RPG, to be fair. It's a big sprite that's going in. Earthquake. Earthquake! Come on. Plus some of these special ones. What's happening? Is it? Come on. So I've still got my GameCube. I've got about 20 games for it now. 25, 30 games for it. I did manage to pick some up again. Pretty cheap. But a lot of them are the original. Some went out, you know, from when I bought my Cube on release. So I did buy it weekend. It got released. Oh, that deal was it? Was it released for something like about 130 quid? Cube. It was super cheap on its release week. What's that? When I bought the Cube, I think I got 3 games, if I remember right. 2 or 3 games. I know I had Burnout and I had Star Wars with it. And Rogue Squadron, the first one. Now that's a really good game, that is. It looks brilliant. It still looks pretty good now, all these years on as well. That's it, come on. Get out to do his rolling attack now, man. Oh. Earthquake got slaughtered. Disappointing, that was. That was disappointing. Yeah, I think everyone did at one time, was sort of buying and selling stuff for other games, there was sort of trading stuff in and that. I think many people sort of stuck with the old stuff, kept it. They tended to trade up and move on, didn't they? You know, big mistake really, I suppose, with a lot of stuff. My brother's never sold any of his console stuff, he's still got his original consoles. Well, he's got a Super Famicom, Super Nintendo that I sold him, the PAL Super Nintendo. The Street Fighter one, he's still got that as far as I know. He's still got his N64. He's still got his PlayStation 2 and all the other stuff. Even when he bought an original Xbox and he bought a few games that he like Knights of the Old Republic and stuff, I say to him, just trade them in, just get rid of them if you don't like them. No, I ain't trading them in, I'll keep it. So I was thinking, just trade it in and get rid of you. If you don't like a game, just get rid of it. But no, No, he's still got all his games as far as I know. I don't think he's traded a single one in ever. Let's try someone else. He does seem to be doing very good on the old beat ups this evening. Let's try to shoot or someone's try shooting him. Yeah, the cube stuff's quite collectible now, as far as I'm aware. The cube stuff is like it's old, its own value wise, definitely. A lot of it anyway, especially the Nintendo stuff. I think some of the Sega stuff as well, stuff like Monkey Ball and stuff. They sort of, I think they've sort of held the value as well, most of them. This is another difficult game as well. They're all bloody difficult, aren't they? This is definitely a Marmite game for a lot of people into NeoGeo. They either love it or hate it. No, I don't mind this game. I quite... makes doubled up there. I quite like this game. It's got some nice music as well. Sort of a bit different. And so the novelty is obviously the name of the game as well. It's the viewpoint that you play. This got conversions on the Mega Drive as well. Yeah, and a lot of problems with the AES as well is some of the early games, they ain't even got like an option screen so you can like tone down the difficulty. Stuff like Magician Lord and that, they just like set at the standard difficulty level and that's it, suck it and, you know, suck it and see or die, you know what I mean? It's like this as well. As far as I'm aware, this was just one difficulty level and that was it on the AES. Whereas the MBS give you the option, the difficulty option. I'm pretty sure that this was just one difficulty level on the AES. I might be wrong though, there might be an option screen. But if you get an AES or whatever, I suppose you can nowadays, well you could use the UniBIOS, or you can use the UniBIOS as well through the emulation as well. Which is like this is the UniBIOS. You can go into the cheat database and you can do what you want, you know what I mean? You can change the settings and stuff. You know. UniBIOS, I've got a UniBIOS for my one MBS, the 1XZ, because it's like an unpluggable ROM, so you can just swap out the ROM without any soldering or anything. It's one of these. It's obviously easy to do if you can get someone to knock you up a BIOS. I ordered one from the guy that makes them over in, I think he's in Finland or was. guy that actually invented the Unibios for the NeoGeo, or did direct from him. No! Alright, sub, how are you, mate? You up to? Just playing a bit of NeoGeo on the old RETRO-CADE. Playing a bit of NeoGeo badly. So I tried to look to modifying that Hyperkin lead. It's because it's got a different DIN style on the Mega Drive than the NeoGeo. You can force the cable in there, you know, the DIN plug, but they have different shapes. One's a standard DIN, which is the NeoGeo is a standard DIN, but the Mega Drive is actually it's a non-standard one. It's called like a DIN U. It's called a 262 degree DIN, whereas the one on the Mega Drive, the one on the NeoGeo is a standard 270 degree DIN. So I was on about making also like a converter between the two DINs, like a male to female thing, so I could plug the one into the other. So like extend it. But I ain't got round to doing it yet. I think I've got some of the parts available to make my own one. So I might have a go doing it. So it'd be nice to plug the Neo CD in, or the AES in, and you know, get them connected up. Not that there's an issue with playing it through the emulation like this, to be fair. It's just nice to have the option you can connect it up to an HD set as well. But yeah, it's a difference in the D socket, the DIN socket. You can force them in there, but it can wreck the plug. So slightly different shape. Let's see. Use a smart bomb. Still dodging Love Island Mountain. Exactly. So to be fair, I don't mind watching a bit of spring watch and stuff, you know, in the week. But that ain't on tonight, is it? They got like the exciting stuff like Garden's World and that on tonight, so. Which I really more thing, to be fair. Garden's World. I want to see a bit of wildlife, but let's bother about the plants and stuff, you know. I'll leave that for Alan Titmarsh. Come on, get in. People tend to forget about the old smart bomb when they play this game. Definitely helps you out if you can hold off. Oh, this gets terrible now this week. Great graphics, but no, this is tricky. Just get through there. That is. kill the turtles. Kill the tortoises. Naughty torties. Watch out for the naughty torties. Close. Watch out for the naughty torties. Oh yeah, fuckers, you. Oh, just gonna blast him as well, man. Oh, rock and roll, yeah. Modern rock and roll garden as well, man. Yeah, you can avoid that one. Don't think you can actually destroy these, can you? It's just solid out there then. The naughty torties. Yeah. Oh, I missed him, just bad timing, that was all. I don't think he damaged it. Fucker, look. One bullets as well, he's screwed over, yeah. Screw you over. Oh, how did he miss that? How did he miss that? Whoa, how did he miss that? Chat the naughty tortie, come on. Oh, too much action, too much going on, mate. Need to hold back with the old smart bombs a little bit. Destroy some of these, stop some of the bullets swamping me. Take one of these out with a well placed doodah bang, and again, you're gone. Got some of them bullets. Dodge a bullet. Look at that, spinning around the tosser. What's he doing? Come on, have rid of this. Oh, he destroyed him just as I died. Man. I do like this game, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah, bit of very James Brown-esque samples as well. So I'm like, get on up, back, get on up. But yeah, we'll put something else on. That was fun actually. I quite enjoyed that. We'll mix it up a bit. We'll be playing a few different games, not just the same old 2-hour long stream of the same game. I think it gets a little bit stale, don't it? It's a bit boring. I think we'll do actually. We'll probably play another beat 'em up. It's funny that really. Or should we play something different? Should we play a side-scrolling action game, actually? We will, actually... No, I don't want to run that. We will... We'll play a side-scrolling action game. We will play Spin Master. I've actually got Spin Master on the MVS, got an MVS card. It's a mega expensive game to get on the MVS either. It's you know, it's a definitely sub £100 game. well, actually called Spin Master, but the Japanese title of this, like I say, it is Miracle Adventure. It's like sort of like a Dashing Desperado sort of like graphic style, isn't it, this one? If you've ever seen Dashing Desperados. I'm never really that fussed on Dashing Desperados. But this, I do like the look of this. I remember seeing, again, this being reviewed in Edge magazine, getting sort of mixed reviews and sort of commenting the fact that I think it was a little bit short. And they said it was a little bit easy as well. But I think they did comment on the quality of the graphics. But I think they just commented that the main dig for it was really the price of the game, obviously. You know, you're looking at 180 quid or however it was. So it's, you know, not the cheapest. To get on our yes. So we've got his like yo-yo attack. It's sort of cool. That yo-yo attack. And obviously you pick up power-ups, and then he's obviously got that ice attack. His standard basic attack is that yo-yo attack. See different weapons. You got the fireball as well. Which is sort of a little bit like the one in Girls and Gals, you know, the blue flame sort of thing. Probably not quite as offensive as the blue flames. It's quite as offensive as the blue flames in Girls and Gals. Nice, colourful graphics on this. You know, Data East made some really, you know, nice looking games on the NeoGeo. Karnof's Revenge. I ain't so fussed on that one. I mean, this is a good looking game. Yeah, it wasn't a terrible game, was it? Karnof's Revenge. You just really up there with World Heroes, was it? Or Street Fighter. Got the throwing stars now. Again, some nice speech as well. It's sort of like basic to it, isn't it? You know, some of the sound effects on the NeoGeo. See that? You know, the Yamaha sound chips. Similar to the Mega Drive, but obviously a bit beefier on it. Obviously, again, the memory in the NeoGeo cartridges obviously were far in advance of the RAM sizes in the Mega Drive cartridges. So you could get extra sound and stuff, but you know, a lot of extra speech, a lot of extra music. more detailed graphics. To do with the cost, really, wanting. That's why these NeoGeo games are, you know, so expensive. It's that memory size, isn't it? All them extra megabits. The smallest NeoGeo games are like 5 times the size of the 5 times the largest Mega Drive game. I know the Super Nintendo tried to sort of get around that, didn't it, with a lot of like the compression size cartridges. They sort of heavily compressed, weren't they? Some of the Super Nintendo games. That extra bit of juice out of the machine, compressing the size of the games, obviously. It's a bad move. If you don't want to move, you just keep it in the old fire button, stops you moving. This is very Metal Slug-esque, isn't it, this? Obviously this is before Metal Slug, wasn't it? It's a bad move. Oh. Again. Rushing through it now, but oh, you only got 2% flames, they are ridiculous. We ain't gonna continue. We'll have another go with that. Quite like this game. Apart from where this never got a conversion on 16-bit consoles or anything like that. Only ever on NeoGeo. You know, obviously modern day you can get these games on like PlayStation Network and Xbox Live and whatever. But, you know, back then this was exclusive to the NeoGeo. Another good side-scrolling action game as well. It's Top Hunter. Is it Roddy and Kathy in Top Hunter? And that's a pretty good game as well. It's got a strange sort of like Barney Commando style to it as well, with like the extendable arms and things. Never really got that far in Top Hunter. Quite a way into this. I don't think I've ever actually finished this without continuing. But Top Hunter is a nice looking game, but it's quite tricky later on. And so I don't like really running through the games and continuing on them. I'd much rather just play them a few times and move on to something else. Just need to small bombing, didn't we? Just waste. Should use one of the small bombs. Again, playing this with the REX2 arcade stick. Decent little arcade stick actually. This was a Xbox 360 model, but it's now compatible with the RETRO-CADE. Come on. Don't really want to use smart bomb. Don't want to use a smart bomb. Let's keep away from it. Keep away from the quicksand. Again, the obligatory minecart level. Yeah, even Shin Shinobi then got a minecart level in it. Oh. I ain't a fan of Shin Shinobi then. It's a bit of a missed opportunity on the Saturn, that one was. It's a bit of a 4 out of 10 Saturn game, that one for me. It's not the best. Just don't know what Sega were thinking. And release it on the Saturn. New game developers as well, aren't they? We're all, I'm a little bit in now. Obsessed with the old Egyptian theme. I love the old Egyptian theme. It's been sort of fascination with the Egyptian theme. There's an Egyptian level or volcano level, or you know, ice level, volcano level. Oh, it's a bit crafty, wasn't it? I expect him to come out there. It's a bit close, wasn't it? It's a bit change of art. Over here. No! It sort of throws you up the screen as well, so I suppose at least it throws you away from arm's way, I suppose, but well, not always. close, wasn't he? Oh, he singed his ass. He stood up and he singed his ass. Oh man. But we are going to continue on that one. We'll put something else on. Close the content. And what should we put on? I'll fancy a go of World Heroes 2. Do like World Heroes 2. Great music in this game as well. So sort of World Heroes didn't really get the credit it deserved, in my opinion. Sort of a very often an overlooked game on NeoGeo. We're good with Anza. And it says it's got deathmatch mode, normal mode on here as well. The normal mode is just your standard versus. Deathmatch mode is sort of like kind of strange backgrounds with something going on, like say chainsaws and things. And, not chainsaws, sorry. Circular saws and lasers being fired down on you and stuff. Try to just throwing a little bit, you know, more nastiness than's required at you. It's sort of like a versus with a wreck in the background. Literally a deathmatch mode, and obviously I'll play it after this. You'll see it's got a shared life gauge sort of thing in the middle. It moves from one player to the other. You'll see. You know, you deplete all your life gauge, or to say you deplete the other player's life gauge, and then comes to a point when you have to sort of recover or die or lose, you know, lose the round or whatever. Again, this is another game we got on the AES. It's quite a common game, this one. You know, to pick up for the AES. It's ain't a mega expensive game. Believe that. Slaughtered me. Problem with some of these games, if you go all out and try and pull off the special moves, you leave yourself up to attack. Another good versus game that don't really get loads of attention. Aggressors of Dark Combat as well, so another good NeoGeo game. It's really good. So also called Gangan, the Japanese name for it. It's It's really worth playing. Aggressive combat. The sequel's good as well. But I do prefer the original, to be honest. What am I thinking? Gangan, Aggressive Dark Combat. No, Aggressive Dark Combat ain't got a sequel, sorry, I do apologise. I'm thinking of Savage Rain. Savage Rain had a sequel. No, Aggressive Dark Combat. Yeah, Savage Rain had got a sequel. And that's another good game as well, Savage Rain. It has actually got a Super Tag Battle, I think it's called. The Japanese term for the name of the game. Something or other Super Tag Battle. Can't remember the pronunciation of his name. Captain Kid. It's mean. Captain Kid's mean. Heck, his eye out. Slaughtered. You can guarantee it's like a lot of NeoGeo fighting games. You'll get to the third opponent and you'll get wiped out. We'll have another go. We'll have another go at this. I do like this game. I did used to own World Heroes 2 Jet as well on the AES. Now that's a game that I ain't so fussed on. I think it's like a remix version of World Heroes 2, but the music in that game I think is a bit of a step back from World Heroes 2. The graphics, most of the backgrounds and things are in there. Obviously you got extra characters, but the music itself's a letdown in World Heroes Jet. I do actually prefer World Heroes 2 to World Heroes Jet, but 2 Jet. It's the Kim Dragon. Play normal mode, then we'll have a go on deathmatch mode.
Round 1, fight.
Again, how many fighting games give you a chance to go up against a Viking and go up against a Viking and lose?
Round 2, fight.
Come on, Kim, you can do it. The dragon powers.
Silent. Kim. Present. Shrub. Round 1. Fight.
It's definitely looking a bit Warwickshire in the background there, isn't it, really?
Round 2. Fight.
It's sticking a bit of clack in there.
Round 3. Fight.
You can actually get World Heroes perfect on the Saturn. They never ported World Heroes to World Heroes or Jet, which is I found quite odd. I think World Heroes perfect on the Saturns, a little bit compromised, it's missing quite a few of the frames of animation. But it ain't a terrible game, it ain't a bad game. I didn't realise how many frames of animation were missing on that game actually until I played it
Pirate.
on the Saturn.
Kim. Present. Captain Key. Round 1. Fight.
I think he's definitely one of the more easier characters to master, Kim, in this game. It's purely because of his speed. But when you come against someone like Captain Kidd, it's quite formidable, really.
Round 2. Fight.
It's very elastic. You can easily grab a hold here and sort of like reverse the moves on you like that. Just so, and then you get caught unawares and nice. Just breaks through your defense. Captain Kidd he's a beast. Clap for a chin. Very Douglas. Talking of which, I think we'll actually put another game on now. And this is a favourite of mine. I've got this one on the Neo CD. It's Sengoku 2. I do like this game. I think it's one of the better NeoGeo scrollers, side scrollers, belt scrollers, whatever you want to call them. side-scrolling action game. It's, really well designed as well. Again, another one of those sort of earlier NeoGeo games that really does feel like, you know, arcade quality. On the Neo CD, virtually no loading, much like a lot of the earlier NeoGeo games. Anything below, you know, like the 100 meg limit, pretty much hardly any loading at all, just a preload on the Neo CD. You know, stuff like Last Resort, you've got Ghost, Pilots, ASO2, this, Viewpoint. All the early stuff like that, you know, it's all pretty much one early load. About 30 seconds maybe, and then just picking up the Red Book audio throughout the game later on. What I do like about this on the NeoCD, like a lot of the earlier NeoCD games, well, they don't mess around with the soundtrack too much. They kept that original soundtrack, like the chip tune soundtrack. They don't remix it and give it the elevated music treatment. Just sort of forget, if you hold the A and B buttons, you get like the guard pose like that there. Obviously you got the light slash, the heavy slash. You're gonna, they don't like that if you hang around, do they? Obviously it's the time is to push you along in the game. Much like the old finger pointing and the timer on Double Dragon. Oh, you're hanging around too long. Either hacking and slashing or being crediting. You're hanging around there, more in the scenery. Alright, 8-bit boy. 8-bit SNK boy, sorry. Alright mate, how are you? Yeah, just playing a bit of NeoGeo games, but again, these are being emulated through the RETRO-CADE. Do own the majority of these in some shape or form. It's just easier to plug them into the capture device and emulate them through the little Android box. Even though I'm actually using like an arcade stick attached to it as well, so to give it some kind of authentic feel. Using the X2, the REX2. It was a former Xbox 360 arcade stick. How are you doing anyway? You have internet again? It's worse than before. Yeah, that's the only problem, isn't it, with the internet? It can sort of vary in quality from, you know, day by day. I think, we've had issues in the past with internet dropping. I did the other week actually. So I was actually streaming a fortnight or so ago, and just lost the internet connection after about an hour, and it was off for a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, completely gone. And came back, but it came back at a reduced speed for about 24 hours, and then it was back to full speed again. Strange. I think there was a problem down at the exchange. I've had that issue before. The exchange nearby years ago, the phone line was off before we had internet. I think I can't remember if it was before we had internet or not. But there was a problem at our exchange, and we were out of phone for like, I think it was about 2 months. It was a real issue with the exchange. I mean, luckily we got like mobiles and stuff. I'm sure it was quite a while. I'm pretty sure it was at least a month. At least a month we were out of phone. And obviously they compensate you, as in, you know, you don't get billed. Or it ain't the same, is it, if you're relying on your internet and stuff. Yeah, it's amazing how you can variation in your internet quality. You'd think, you know, they're all pretty much fixed connections, isn't they? You know, it's just a case of someone pressing a button somewhere. Let's say if you've had to have phone lines replaced. We had our phone line upgraded a couple of years back. No, about 2 years ago. It's about 2 years ago. It's probably coming up to about 2 years, isn't it? Yeah, we had a phone line replaced. Obviously, it's been here since the house was, well, the house is connected to the phones, maybe in the 80s or whatever. I don't think it's ever been changed since then. Came and changed the cabling because I was complaining about having a dropout with the internet, and you know, just sent the outreach people in and replaced it. They didn't really argue the toss. I looked at it and saw the age of the wiring. Obviously, it was probably from the 80s or whatever. I was like, yeah. So just surprised it's just gone to that as standard, you know. You know, if you're having an internet connection, there ain't fibre, you know. I call it some kind of like part fibre. It's fibre it's from the exchange, or I don't know how it quite works. But obviously our connection itself to the house is typical BT copper cable, and then I think it's fibre onwards. It's like a mix, it's like an hybrid in BT. And a lot of these people really suffer, don't they, if they live in the rural areas. I don't know, it's like round by you if you class it as rural. I think a lot of people really do suffer in the rural areas, don't they? Tengu guys, getting on the go. Yes, don't know how much I paid for my LCD game. This one, I think it might have been about 70 quid. Probably ain't much dearer now, to be honest. It was with the spine, it was minty, so. But again, I think I probably paid about 60 quid for this back on the AES in 94, whatever it was, 93, 94. Really liked it as well. I was a bit gutted after getting back into collecting the AES stuff again, you know, 8 years or so ago. I saw the price of some of these games, I was like, no, I can't believe it. It's like, you know, 250 and 300 quid for some of these AES games. You know, especially some of the older ones as well. I mean, fair enough. Metal Slug 3 and stuff, you know, you'd expect to pay, you know, a lot of money for that, but the old stuff like SS, you know, old SNK, like the Sengoku games, and you wouldn't really think they'd be priced that much, would you? I suppose it's to do with the rarity of them, I suppose. Yeah. Well, I think they ought to actually, to be fair, if they want to get rid of them altogether. But the problem is, I mean, it's like us. We've got a phone line where we just use the mobiles in offence. Very rarely use the BT phone connection. It's there. It's like a standby and emergency sort of thing, you know. Again, in a power cut, if you've got a modern phone, BT connection's useless in it. It's because a modern phone's generally connected to the mains, unless you've got one of these like 1990s phones, you know, the old office phones that don't need a mains connection. I mean, we've got one that's got cordless handsets, you know what I mean, and it's got the rechargeable handsets on it, so you know, it needs to be plugged into the mains all the time, doesn't it? And they don't work when the mains is off. If you turn the mains off, the whole thing's dead, because the base itself is like an answer machine base as well. So it's just dead. So in an emergency, you've either got your mobile or you've got nothing. And I suppose if the phone masts are down as well, because if it's a major power cut, obviously you've got nothing, have you? So probably worth future-proofing getting one of them 1990s, you know, corded style office phones. Keeping that one in the glass, breaking emergencies. We'll put another game on. We'll flick to something else. So say we're just blasting through these tonight. We ain't spending too long on any of them. We're just doing a typical coins in the arcade, couple of credits, move on to another. Yeah. If your network goes down, you're screwed. None of your handsets need to be plugged in. Really? Oh, that's good then. You've got the old style ones. I'm going to reboot this because I think I'm going to play real about Battlefield 2. I'm going to give it like a memory dump just to make sure that it runs nice and smoothly, because it's quite a large game, that one, I think. Real about Battlefield 2. Yeah, you missed King of Fighters 95, who were particularly good going off. In all fairness, I didn't do too well on it.
Fatal Fury 2, the newcomers.
This is a nice looking game as well. Got the Neo CD of this one. It's quite a bit of load time on it though. It's, I would like to get this one on the MVS. It's a typical MVS thing though, and they don't tend to put a lot of Fatal Fury games on the like the clone carts do they? The 161 in one and the 120 in one. So you've got to sort of fork out the cash to get these kind of games out for geese. There's geese there with. Geese versus Andy.
Round 1. Fight!
I do like Real Bout Fatal Fury Special as well. See, this is the sequel. Well, I do like the first one. It's pretty much like Real Bout, just Real Bout Fatal Fury Special. I'm lucky enough to get that one on the NBS. That one not expensive. How did he defeat geese? Got this on the AS as well. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? I'd like this for the AS, but some of the AS games are silly money, isn't it? Really am silly money. The sound is all loud on this game as well. Mark of the Wolves as well. Now that's one of the Fatal Fury games that I always found was a bit odd. It's probably because they changed the graphic style, didn't they? I think that was when they sort of went to the transition. It was towards the end of the old SNK one. It became like almost playing war era. Yeah. Yeah, I've did own Mark of the Wolves on Dreamcast, never owned it on a NeoGeo system. Got it on the clone cart, obviously. I got it on the 61 in one. I think it might be on the 120 in one as well. But never owned the original. Never owned the original. It's always been one of them silly expensive games, isn't it? Well, it used to be. It used to be like a 400 quid game, 500 quid game. I think there's quite a few of them surfaced recently, and quite so much on them. Especially the MBS ones. I think a lot of them have surfaced. I'm not so sure about the AES. Yamazuki?
Round 2.
Huh?
Fight.
How did Yamazaki say Yamazuki? How did Yamazaki? Stop geese then. Just going for the kill. It's limited you on this one, you can't go into the back end, can you? It's just on a single playing field. Spam. Got him.
Come on. Get in the ring. Round 1.
Really? That is unbelievable, isn't it? Mark of the Wolves. It's, you know, it was one of the later NeoGeo games, though, wasn't it, really? I know it's really popular as well, isn't it? Mark of the Wolves. It's got some nice animation. Just I ain't so fussed on the art style in that one. I think it was just some of the character art on like the character selects and things. They sort of went a little bit strange in. Obviously the original graphic artists from the early Fatal Fury stuff, they must have moved on, haven't they? A lot of them went to Capcom, didn't they? So they moved on to Capcom. 122. I know a lot of people don't like Fatal Fury 3. I don't mind Fatal Fury 3. It ain't the greatest version on the Saturn, is it? It's a bit gimps on the Saturn. With the frame rate's a bit off in it with the Saturn version, because don't use a RAM card or anything. It ain't a bad game. I do like it on the AES. Yeah, 400 quid's a lot for a game, isn't it? It was, and there's 3 times that now. Just sort of crazy money. Yeah, it's like Kazuna. Is it Kazuna Encounter? Is it the PAL version of that? That's stupid money, wasn't it? It's like a £4 game, and if I remember right, the European version. Or the UK version, whichever English version was going for. Probably worth more than that now. Well, it's probably going for more than that. Whether it's worth £4 grand. I think I'll probably just get the Japanese one. Really? You never played it before you bought it? Yeah, well that's it, see, if you've got the cash, you know. Sort of things kind of like an investment, providing they're in good condition and that, you know, they work properly, and, you know, when you look after them, they're kind of an investment, you know. You know, if you ever did decide to sell, you know, you're guaranteed to get some, you know, at least your cash back for that. You know, probably double, treble, like you say. I used to sort of set myself a limit before. The maximum I would spend on video games probably, 100 quid. That was like my retro rule. I'll spend more than 100 quid on any game. It's only sort of, I've gone over that a couple of times. Mostly sort of kept below the 100 quid rule. Generally, times I've gone over it, I've knew that I've either been getting that game for like a fraction of some of the retail price, or I know it's going to be an investment. Again, three times your investment. Now you get 3 times your investment. That carry on a lot of rare retro stuff. Billy Kane bit the dust. I just really like the way that these this era SNK games are drawn. They're drawn, the artwork, the graphic design of it. Really cool, I think, just detail. Sort of more grown up, aren't they, than the Capcom style.
Continue. 9, 8,
Oh, we're all geese. Yeah, bashed him.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh well, I think I'm going to call that an evening actually for the stream. But cheers for the chats again. Cheers, 8-bit SNK boy for dropping in. Yeah, you only buy Japanese NeoGeo games. Yeah, exactly. The packaging's better. I don't. I won't go out my way to buy the English versions of NeoGeo games, either Neo CD or AES. To be fair, I think I have got a couple of Western release NeoGeo AES. I think I've got 3 actually. I think I've got Magician Lord, now 1975, and Ninja Combat. I believe they are the American versions. I was lucky enough to get NAM 1975. I actually bought that from a Japanese seller. It was imported in from Japan, but he got the American version. But it hasn't got any the marker pen on the box, on the inlay. It's untouched. So unfortunately, there's no manual with that one. So, it's one of them. So yeah, I think sprite artwork, SNK certainly. The time of this game, from 90, I'd say from 93 up until 2000, the sprite work, SNK, and the 2D artwork as well, backgrounds, and even some of the soundtracks and music. The whole character designs are, I think SNK are, they've definitely market leaders. But yeah, Capcom probably a close second. But yeah, cheers for the chats, and thanks for dropping in. I might stream again over the weekend, probably early next week possibly. So yeah, cheers for the chats, thanks for viewing everyone that's been on, and to us again. Have a good weekend. Just enjoy the rest of your evening what's left of it.
Reabout. Fatal Fury 2.
Have a good one.
The newcomers.